Good evening, everyone. This is Meng Tek. Welcome to the Bursa Secrets show. Here we have with us Rondi, as usual. He is the lead for StockBit, right? We are going to cross-post this to StockBit soon. And we have the privilege to invite Mr. William to come over to share with us about his company's progress and what his company is doing because he secured some contract recently. Now, before we start, let me play a short video about people are rolling in. Then after that, I'll pass it to Rondi. Okay? Okay, Rondi, maybe you can share with us what today's sharing will be all about.
Okay, so as usual, maybe just a short introduction of StockBit. StockBit is a social networking platform for stock investors. It's an app as well. You can download the app. It's a place where you can actually discuss about stocks, learn about stocks, get information and whatnot. So yeah, please check out StockBit, download the app, or just go to www.stockbit.com. What we try to do is to get a healthier community in Bursa Malaysia, and at the same time to try and bridge the information gap so that everybody can make better investment decision making. So today, Ming Tek and I, we have the privilege to join with William. I think probably what we are trying, or rather what personally I would like to get away from this session today, is just to understand better on the company, because Bioalpha is an integrated health supplement player, and in the time of pandemic such as now, this could be a very interesting business to be in. So I think I'll just let William to showcase us his business. William, over to you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, William.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm William Horn from Bioalpha. Okay. I'm going to share some slides. Then from the slide, we are going to explain to you what Bioalpha is dealing with, and we also explain on what recently we have signed on. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. So now Mr. William will start to share about his company and what they do. So you can take it from here, Mr. William.
Okay, thank you. So Bioalpha is an integrated health supplement group. So we are in farming, R&D, manufacturing, and also product distribution and retail change. So basically, we cover upstream and downstream. So in term of farming, we own a land bank of 1,300 acres. So 1,000 acre is located at Pasir Raja, Dungun. So this is our area view of our farm. So in our farm, we farm more than 20 types of Malaysia tropical herbs. So in the picture, you can see we farm a lot of misai kucing. So this misai kucing take about 3 months to process to grow. Then thereafter, we will harvest it. So why we have our own so-called land bank, or we control over our own supply, is very important because we have to ensure that it's cost effective and it's safe to be used as well. So that's why we have started our own farming since 2009 until today. So for your information, we have 2 farms. Our first farm is located at Desaru, Kota Tinggi, Johor, and the second farm is located in Pasir Raja, Dungun, Terengganu. So beside this, we also have our own R&D team. So our laboratory is located in our Bangi factory. So we have more than 10 professionals headed by a scientist. So we develop about 20 health formulations every year. So our team is the one who created all these formulations. So when you notice that recently we launched a lot of immunity-based formulations, so it's all developed by them. So we gather all the ingredients worldwide. Then our R&D will carry out some in vivo and even in vitro testing on the formulation. Then we have to ensure that it passes through stability before we commercialize it. On top of this, we also have our own manufacturing plant. Our manufacturing plant is GMP certified by Ministry of Health, because in Malaysia, you need GMP factory or GMP certification in order to produce health supplement, which include traditional herbs, functional food, and also some so-called health supplement product. So in our factory, we do have 5 production line, which in summary, we can produce tablet, capsule, liquid, tea bag, and sachet in powder. Okay, so we do ODM and OEM. What is ODM? ODM means original design manufacturer, where we are the one who design the formulation, then pass on to our customer. So in the other word, we call it private label for our customer. So our customer, they just need to focus on marketing and do their branding. So in terms of R&D and manufacturing will be developed by us. So we also receive some contract manufacturing or OEM, whereby the formulation or even raw material is supplied by our customer. So beside this, we also have our house brand product. One of the brand is called Airport-Tech. So in Airport-Tech, we have more than 20 type of product, from women health, men's health, until children and also aging population. We have various types of formulations or product available. You can go to airporttech.com.my or just go to Lazada or Shopee. You can get our product, Airport-Tech product. And this product is being sold in Malaysia, Indonesia, and China. So beside this, we also downstream, we also have our retail chains pharmacy called Constant Pharmacy. Constant Pharmacy has been in the market for more than 25 years. So most of it is located in Klang Valley. So you can find Constant Pharmacy in Lensing, Ampang, Taman Tun, Gombak, Setapak. Okay, at the moment we have 10 over outlets. So this is what we have. So we call it integrated health supplement groups. So from A to Z, upstream to downstream. So that's why if you look at our so-called GP margin, sometimes it's a bit it is a bit advantage for us. Our GP margin is lucrative because we control over our own raw material, and we also can formulate the product in the way that we like it. Okay, so then I'm going to share with you the recent partnership that we have entered into. So we do make an announcement, and it also appear in all the major newspaper. So the first partnership or agreement that we have entered into is called Guizhou Yihexin. Basically, we enter into an agreement, supply agreement, to supply food ingredient, health food ingredient to one of the China province called Guizhou province. And of course, their Si is located in Guiyang city. So in this supply contract, Bioalpha supposed to supply a product worth nearly about 430 million per annum. Okay, so for continuously for 5 years, and the commencement is from 1st September onwards. So what are we supplying? Basically, we are supplying health food ingredient to our customer. First, we will propose a health formulations to our customer. And in fact, our end customer is government. So government, basically we supply to government school, university, hospital, and even government office. Our partner called Guizhou Yihexin is the one who secure this contract. Then we are the party who work out the formulations. Once this formulation, example like multi-grain, cereal, or cocoa drink, once accepted by the government body, then we will start to source locally for all the health food ingredients. Then we will supply to government. So this part of business or new revenue stream will give us a GP margin of 3% to 5%. So our normal GP margin is about 50%. This because due to the volume involved is huge, it's few hundred millions. That means our customer would like to request for a reasonable margin instead of 50%. So we are talking about 3 to 5% margin on top of the price that we source from third party. Then second is because we are supplying the health food ingredient. We are not supplying the finished product to them, but Bioalpha will consider to supply, the finished product in the near future if this everything goes smooth. So we are talking about 430 million per annum purchase order or the contract in hand. So in average, every month we are supposed to supply at least about 36 million ringgit Malaysia worth of order. Okay. So in September, after signing an agreement in July 22nd, we start to supply our first batch of product in September, and the amount is 1 million according to our third quarter result. You may ask why so slow? Okay, the reason is on the right hand side, because we have to get the respective license, business license, food manufacturing license, or food trading license. So it's not so easy to get a license. Then initially we incorporate our so-called subsidiary in Hainan. So we have Bioalpha Hainan Limited incorporated in the month of August or September. So why Hainan? Because Hainan is one of the provinces that have been identified by China government. This will be the next financial center, after Hong Kong. So we have started to receive some incentive from Hainan government. So they have a subsidy, they have so-called waiver or grant or some tax incentive rate as well. So the tax rate in Hainan is definitely lower compared to other provinces. That's why our company has been set up in Hainan. We already have our office in Hainan. Then at the same time, we managed to incorporate a warehouse in Guiyang, which is the center or city of Guizhou, where our customer is. So we have a warehouse size over 10,000 square feet. Then we also have our team set up within a short period of time. So just to share with you, during this pandemic time, we are still struggling to get visa to go into Guizhou or Guiyang. Until today, my team and myself haven't reached Guiyang yet. But through the online and of course through our network, we managed to set up all these things. And by December, we foresee that we can at least meet 50% of their order. So everything will go smooth by second quarter of next year. That means second quarter onwards, we will be able to meet their yearly contract, which is about 430 million. Next. Okay, so last month, you will notice that we enter into an agreement with CME Berhad. So CME is a company that dealing with special purpose vehicle. Okay, so they have decided to venture into healthcare. So we are very lucky, we are in the right industry. We are in the healthcare and so-called industry. And this is one of the industry that the sales has not been so-called badly impact. And that's why CME decided to venture into healthcare industry. Then we enter into the agreement with them. We have one very good formulations originally designed by this Guangxi University in Guangxi. Also, it's Guangxi Chinese TCM University. So this formulation is mainly to boost up the immunity, and especially during this pandemic, immunity is very, very important. So Guangxi University, the senior professor has developed this formulation together with Bioalpha, and there is a paper journal produced. So we enter into the agreement with CME. We pass them this product. So CME right now is a so-called owner or distributor of this product. So the product will be in the market soon in the next few days. So this is the arrangement that we have entered into CME, and we foresee that CME will generate millions of turnover by selling this product. Okay, next customer is last week we entered into again an agreement with Hong Kong main board listed company called Ritamix. So what we are supplying to Ritamix is last week we entered into this so-called new collaborations to supply a product called NMN, nicotinamide. So in short, this is a longevity product. Okay, longevity. Yeah. So it's anti-aging longevity. So for those who have not come across this product, you just key in NMN, Google it. You will find out that there are a lot of interesting topic and a very potential product where a lot of people are sought after this product. This will be the first NMN product that launched by Ritamix in Malaysia, and thereafter in China. Okay, this is something about NMNs. So in our body, when you go into our body, it will convert into NAD plus. So basically, it play a crucial role in metabolism, aging, DNA repair, and gene expressions. Okay, next. Okay, there are plenty of study being carried out even in US, in Japan, that NMN will help in terms of anti-aging, and it also help in terms of so-called weight management. Okay, so these are some salient terms of the agreement that we have with Vitamix. Okay, so the NMN product or the market size itself is valued at renminbi 100 billion. We are talking about this product market size alone is 100 billion renminbi. This survey is being carried out by CITIC Security China. Okay, that's why Vitamix has decided to appoint Bioalpha as a contract manufacturer to produce this product and let them sell it in China. Of course, some of you will ask a question, why Bioalpha? Why Vitamix do not appoint somebody in China to manufacture it? The reason is simple, because this is a new ingredient and China rules do not allow this finished product to be manufactured in China yet. But China can produce the raw material or ingredient then export, but cannot manufacture the finished product in China. So this will give us an advantage. Then, of course, second reason is because of our experience. And third is because Vitamix believe that imported product to China will do well compared to locally made product. Then the second line we would like to share with you some of the other Hong Kong and China company that deal with this NMN product. There's one company called Xiamen Kingdom Way, okay, listed in Shenzhen. So they are doing pretty well, and after they launch this product, their share price, and their market cap has gone up so much. You can just Google it, or Kingdom Way. Or then the second company called Jin Harbor, going for IPO in Hong Kong. So in fact, after they launched this product, they are after 2017, their turnover jumped by more than 100-fold. Then the third company that we would like to share with you is called Chromadex. This is a NASDAQ US listed company. So what is so great about this company? After our so-called Superman, Lei Ka-sheng, try out this product, so he himself invested in this company. And all these companies are those dealing with NMN, and they are doing very well, not only in China, but also in US. Okay, so again, just to highlight to you, this is not the first time that we enter into the collaboration with Vitamix Hong Kong. So in fact, we have created, or we have developed one product together with Vitamix, and Vitamix has launched it. The first product is launched. It's an immunity product. They just launched it in fourth quarter this year, and pre-order for this product already hit 5 million Hong Kong dollar. And according to the chairman of Vitamix, they expected the sales to exceed Hong Kong dollar 20 million. This is a retail selling price. This is what we have obtained for Vitamix during their launching. Okay, so when they are asked about the market for NMN supplements, so they just say that it's supposed to be few times. So today, they also have a press conference or press release. So according to the chairman of Vitamix, they are looking at least 30 to 40 millions so-called Hong Kong dollar sales for this NMN product in Malaysia alone, or is excluding China. So we are very confident that our customer Vitamix will do well and give us more order for this product. Next. Okay, Rondi and Mengtek.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, William, for the presentation. Okay, so I think, so that's all for your presentation, right? So maybe we'll proceed on the Q&A, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so maybe just as an icebreaker, William, because I personally do not really take any kind of like health supplement now, but maybe I should, because I'm aging as well. But just as an introduction and as an icebreaker question, what is your top selling products now in the market and for the past 5 years?
Yeah, so William, I think suddenly disconnected, but it's okay. I think there's many interesting questions from the floor, like right? I think your question makes a lot of sense about the quarterly result. I think later we're gonna bring that out, and especially on NMM product, that is also interesting question. So maybe Rondi, you can repeat your question just now.
Sorry.
Oh, hi, yeah, William, you got this seat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, just maybe as an icebreaker question, what is your kind of like top selling products now, and in the past 5 years, yeah, and what sort of like medicinal benefit do they produce?
Okay, it can divide into few categories. When we talk about TCM, traditional complementary medicine, of course, our top selling product is this cordyceps sinensis, where we do have fermentation process where we ferment cordyceps sinensis. Of cordyceps sinensis is originated from Tibet, Qinghai, all this, and it has been used by China for thousands of years. So we have this proprietary fermentation process that can ferment cordyceps sinensis. So beside this, the second product is called tiger milk mushroom, cendawan susu harimau, Malaysia indigenous mushroom. So we use the proprietary fermentation process that we have to ferment this cendawan susu harimau or Lignoceros. Okay, so this product is doing very well because it boosts out your immunity, especially during the pandemic time, because it can protect our lung and it's good for those who have asthma and cough. So these two type of product is doing very well under TCM category. So the second category we are talking about non-herbs. Non-herbs, so our core product is collagen-based product, or in the other word is beauty-based product. We are selling a lot of collagen-based and weight management product. Okay, so and it's not only selling under our house brand, we do a lot of so-called private label for our customer. We have developed more than 300 types of product and formulations. So most of it is with our customer private label. Okay.
Okay. So where can one find these products? I know of course they can find it in constant store, but do you have online, and can you get them in all these like e-commerce platform as well?
Yeah, we will share it to your FB groups. In fact, it's called apotech.com.my, and my colleague will now post it to your FB group, and you can just key in Apotech, APOTEC. Rondi, not K, K is in Indonesia. So in Malaysia, we trademark this called Apotech, APOTEC. Then you can search through Lazada, Shopee, or even constant.com.my. You can find our product.
Okay, thank you. So we'll help you market that in our Facebook Live.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mingtek, you want to go ahead, or you want me to ask the first question?
Yeah, you go ahead, because my question will be on financial and projection based on the contract win. Yeah.
All right. So William, I'm sure you get this question a lot as well, but I guess the first serious question from my side is there are a lot of questions about your differentiation. Many is asking, how are you compared to companies, local companies like Amway or Nova Wellness and all these other health products brands and whatnot? What do you think are the advantages of your company's products? I know that just now you mentioned to us about the integrated supply and stuff. Maybe you can elaborate on the importance of having an integrated supply as your unique selling point.
Okay, so this our USP, one of the core USP is called integrated facility. Look, we can control over our own raw material, so we don't need to source from third party for herbs product. So first, namely, just now I mentioned, we got a fermentation process where we can ferment cendawan susu harimau, we can ferment cordyceps sinensis, and we have 1,300 acre of land bank where we can farm our own tongkat ali, misai kucing, rosal, all this. So we can ensure we like when we go deep into the farming, we use the right species, right genus, or the species of the herbs that we want. Then we farm it according to the agronomic so-called environment that's suitable for us to grow the herbs, so that during maturity we can extract out the active compound that inside the herbs that we wanted. So this is very important to ensure that our finished product is effective. At the same time, the food safety issue is also uh, take, uh, taken in, because don't use pesticide. Okay, so if you are sourcing from third party, you do know how safe is the ingredient, whether they use pesticide, insecticide, all this kind of thing. So our farm is so-called uh, GM, this organic using the organic farming methods, and this we call it MyGap Malaysia Good Agricultural Practice. Okay, so beside this, we also have our own R&D department. A lot of GMP factory, they don't have a so-called a complete laboratory. We do all the so-called analysis internally. We develop the formulation, we test the stability. We even carry out a lot of collaboration with local university and overseas university. Okay, so you just name any university, whether it's UTM, UITM, UPM, we have collaborations. And we also collaborate with Hong Kong Science and Technology, India, and also Taiwan, numerous university, in order to improve our formulations. And recently, there is a trend. A lot of so-called brand owner and also consumer, they are asking for this immunity-based product. So internally, we have developed few immunity-based product, like the product that we are first product, and the second product that we developed together with Ritamax is an immunity-based product. CME also, the product is also an immunity product. So there are more demand for immunity-based product. Then beside our own R&D, we also collaborate with some renowned so-called product owner and R&D company in overseas. So then we hope in a short period of time we can bring it back to Malaysia, then commercialize it. So this is some of our unique selling point where we are able, to compete or perform better compared to our competitor. If you look at our competitors, some of them are they have GMP or lab, but they may not have a farming or pharmacy change. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mingtek?
Yeah.
Yep. So I see that your company does a lot of things related to healthcare, and it's a lot on more like supplement. And can we say it's more on traditional medicine, or it's more towards supplement?
Okay, if you go according to the MOH, Ministry of Health, or this MPRA, so we are producing functional food, traditional herbs, and health supplements. So we are not into drug or OTC, which is a big difference. So this is according to the guideline of MOH.
Yeah. So I see that the revenue of your company in the past 3 quarters has been about half of what it used to be. Can you share with us what is the reason for this? Is it because of MCO, the difficulty of traveling?
Okay, so it's mainly due to the pandemic COVID-19, due to the lockdown, due to the food traffic to the mall, and also due to the tourist arrival. Okay, just give you an example. So we are domestic, we do supply to tourist destination place. Okay, we also have our own so-called pharmacy chain set up in tourist destination place. But during this period, or until January until today, there's 0 tourists, I can say. Okay, so the shop is closed near to that area. So beside our own shop, those that we are supplying health supplement or traditional herbs is also closed. Okay, so example, when tourists come to Malaysia, China tourists come to Malaysia, they will buy Tongkat Ali coffee, or they will buy Kacit Fatimah tea, or they will buy some Misai Kuching tea as well. But up to date, the traffic is zero. Foot traffic is zero. Okay, that's for domestic market. That's why pandemic has affected our domestic sales, especially on the tourist destination area. Then as for the export, so happen that we have client also selling their product through health talk, seminar, organize a gathering at hotel or this. And during lockdown, they can't do it at all. Okay, that's for especially Indonesia. Until today, they still can't do it, cannot back to the normal. They have to go to the Muarakarang, no, the very, very small towns, small pekan, to do their health talk, sharing, then convince the customer to use their product, and they can't travel because of the lockdown. Okay, so but anyway, we have seen the things start to come back after the open of the MCO. So we have seen local sales start to pick up. Then we foresee that overseas sales like in China and Indonesia will fully recover by second quarter. At least in fourth quarter, we see some repeat order start to come back. But besides, this is talking about the existing business. But we at the moment, we have secured new business. I mean, new order or new project. One of them is the Guizhou Yihexing that will contribute on average about 36 million ringgit Malaysia per month. Okay, then the second will be from the CME and also from this Vitamix, Hong Kong.
Yep. And I'm wondering, since most of the marketing channel has been closed, then how come you can still have half the revenue? Where does half the revenue come from? Does it come from manufacturing contract? Yeah.
Yeah. So Constant Pharmacy is still there. And the Constant, we do have a lot of outlet in the community area or residential area. In fact, Constant Pharmacy or retail chain pharmacy is doing well during the MCO time. Okay, but we do have some outlet in the tourist destination place and the shopping mall, which is not doing well. Okay, so we continue to have this kind of so-called income. And beside Constant Pharmacy, half of our revenue is coming from domestic brand owner. Some of the brand owner that they are selling some immunity product like Cordyceps, Tiger Milk Mushroom, and Vitamin C. They are doing pretty well, during this pandemic. And you can see their orders still coming in, because they promote through the online method, the e-commerce methods. They are already in e-commerce. They promote through FB, IG. They do so-called Astro Go sales or this. So they are at the right channel, or right spread. They have implemented the right strategy. So our sales is coming from these two areas.
Let's see. So yeah, I don't want to keep bombard. Randy, if you have any good question, you can jump in. I see that there are some impairment loss in the recent quarter. Can you share a little bit? You want to ask your CFO to share a little bit about how this impairment loss come about, I think the question will be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I think maybe William, sorry, just to jump in on Mingtek, because we do have a lot of questions on this. On top of the impairment loss, I think the more, I would say, wholesome question is actually with regards to your accounts receivable in general, right? So on top of the impairment loss which Mingtek mentioned, there is also a pattern that we can see where in Q4 normally there's always a spike in your accounts receivable, which makes Bioalpha's accounts receivable on an upward trend, at every financial year close. So I guess the question is, number one, as Mingtek asked, what happened on the impairments? Number two, is this trend of increment in accounts receivable going to continue this year? Number three is, are we going to expect more impairments going forward? And what are the steps that the company is doing to mitigate such impairments to churn working capital? And to churn working capital.
Okay. So we are subjected to seasonal trends. Why seasonal trend? In fourth quarter, you can see for the past 10 years, except 2018, when the sales tax GST implemented, where there is some major order coming in third quarter. So except that year, for the past 10 years, our third and fourth quarter turnover is much more higher because most of the festive season happen in year end. And the other reason is people start receiving bonus in December year end. So their purchasing power will be much more higher when come to the year end and beginning of the year. So the brand owner, in order to tackle for this festive season and the huge demand near to the year end or January, they have to put in their order in third quarter. So that the third quarter, end of third quarter, the stock will arrive at their premise and they will start to do promotions and product launching or this. So we are in so-called the retail product that's subjected to seasonal trends. Okay, this is applied on the other player as well. So that's why it caused the fourth quarter turnover to jump out, and at the same time, the receivable amount will jump out as well, because we do give credit to our long-term partner, especially those in overseas, because the so-called stock turnaround, cash turnaround period is quite long for, especially for overseas customer. It take us almost 1 month to reach their warehouse, let's say in Indonesia, from Malaysia to Indonesia. Then they have to send to all their outlets. By the time the outlet turn the stock into the cash, is maybe take another 2 months. So for the cash turnaround period for our customer easily is more than 3 months. So sometimes we give the credit period up to 6 months for those who have relationship with us for more than 10 years. Okay, so this kind of trend, we are glad to say that it's not going to continue, because after this pandemic, a lot of things has changed. Okay, so our customer has changed their the method that they distribute the product. Okay, example, they are now all on e-commerce. Okay, so they try to go for digitalization to reduce the timing required to convert the stock into cash. So the new normal has helped us or help our customer to reduce their credit terms required. Then at the same time, our new customer that we have secured, like Guangzhou Yihexing, so the credit term maximum is up to 30 days. In fact, we have a joint working committee set up with Yihexing. Once they collect the collection is coming in from the government promised to pay them within 1 week after delivery. So once they receive the payment, and it's supposed to be credited to our so-called Hainan bank account within 3 days. Okay, so with this kind of arrangement with our new customer, we foresee that the receivable pattern will change. It will be improved further. So this you can see in second quarter. Okay, then your third question is about the impairment. Yes, there are some impairment, because I just highlighted that some of our customer is dealing with tourists. They have their outlet open in tourist destination place, not only in Malaysia, but also in Indonesia and China. For example, like one of the customer in China, they have their outlet at Hainan Island, the Sanya area. So they've been closed for the last 6 months, first 2 quarters, but they reopen back after July, So some of the customers are not able to pay to us on time. So we have to do an impairment or provide some provisions. And also there are some impairment, some minor impairment on the stock that we are holding in overseas, in China and also in Indonesia. So we have to provide it, because in view of the expiry date is too short. We have wasted 1 year. So we have to be prudent enough to give some provision for the stock in overseas, and so to do some provision for the debtor that have exceeded the credit terms. I hope this explained clearly to you guys.
Yep, it's quite clear. Randy, do you have a follow-up question on this?
No, I think it's very clear on your policy.
Yeah, and actually, I suppose the follow-up question is to ask the big contract, the 400 something million one. How would the cash flow be like? I think you already shared with us. The cash flow will be pretty good. The 400 something million contract from the Guizhou. Yeah. So regarding that, right? The gross profit margin will be 3 to 5%. But do you see a lot of costs being incurred by setting up an operation in China for this particular project? Because I say it's 3% of 400 million, that's like 12 million a year gross profit, which is much more than what the profit of your company has ever made in terms of net profit. So I'm wondering, is there a lot of cost being incurred in order to do this project? Just to
Okay.
get
Yep. Okay. If you look at the model of business in China, basically our China outlet is running a trading company. We source and buy the ingredient, then supply to our customer. Okay, so there is no manufacturing, no R&D involved. So all the R&D is being done in Malaysia, where we have invested in our laboratory. All this, we create a formulation, then propose to our China customer. Once they agree, we will start to do the sourcing in China, then sell it to them. So to answer your question, expenditure will not be very substantial. But anyway, we still need to pay for the rental of the warehousing and also some so-called our team, the purchasing team that we have set up in China. It will not be very substantial. Okay, so the crucial point is how to improve the 3 to 5% margin. Okay, so we target to have some improvement by the end of next year. Once everything is right, that means we can master the source of ingredient. Then we will start to source from further in the far away provinces where we can get more margin. And even we are thinking of to give more so-called imported ingredient to Guizhou government or Guizhou partner. So example, we propose this cocoa drink. One of the very famous cocoa drink in Malaysia is called Milo. So we propose a cocoa drink to China, but it's enhanced with health supplement active compound. Okay, once they buy this product, in fact, they already agree. We are in the process of sealing this product. So the cocoa powder we will source it from Malaysia. So once we export cocoa powder from Malaysia to China, then the profit is definitely higher than 5%. So we are looking forward to sell more this type of health supplement product or nutrition milk to our Guizhou counterpart. Then it will improve the margin further with the same operational cost.
I see. So the 400 something million, right? How confident are you that this contract will definitely be 5 year and that should be no sudden unexpected loss from this? It should be secured 400 something million, provided that you have the time to ramp up, to source an ingredient, to maximize the whole contract value. How confident are you to maximize the whole contract value for 5 years?
Yeah, so there are two areas here that we have to be careful. So the risk area first is the ability to supply and the ability to meet our customer requirements. So like I mentioned, in December, we are able to meet almost like 50% of our customer requirements. Okay, so by second quarter, we should be able to meet 100% of their requirement. That means every month the order shall be above 36 million. Everything is smooth. So this is our KPI or target that we need to deliver. Even without attending or without arriving at Guizhou, we have to make sure that we achieve the customer requirement. Okay. So second is we are pretty confident with our partner Yi Hexing and Shifeng Fu because the contract that they have secured is from the government or Guizhou province. So it's not from any private company. It's the government to give them the contract to buy the nutrition milk, health food to supply to area like school, hospital, and certain government offices. So the contract is quite solid. But beside this, of course, there are other type of risks that we cannot control. But so far, we believe that as long as our partner, is there, then it shouldn't be any problem for us because they are the one who enter into the 5 years contract with us, and behind they have a contract with the government.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So the tax rate for the product, the 400 something million, will we follow China tax rate or Malaysia tax rate?
Tax rate. So we still have to pay for the China VAT. Okay, but we can claim back from our customer when we buy from the supplier. We have to pay VAT. So VAT will be about, depending on what type of product, is ranging from 0% to about 10%, depending on the ingredient that we purchase. But we are only subjected to the margin or the markup or the difference in terms of price that we have to pay for the VAT.
Okay.
It's like previously our GST system, our GST system. So we are not losing out.
How about the corporate tax rate? Do you have to pay corporate tax in China?
Yes. That's why our company is registered in Hainan. So Hainan tax rate is 15. It's 15%.
Then
1.5.
Refer back to Malaysia, still need to tax here, or is
No. So we have to repatriate back to Hong Kong, then from Hong Kong back to Malaysia. So that's the so-called tax planning that we have arranged. So Bioalpha Hainan is 100% owned by Bioalpha Hong Kong. Then Hong Kong is 100% owned by Malaysia, Berhad.
Brilliant.
understand?
Okay.
So coming back to the China contract again, I think just now you mentioned that you are only going to be able to fulfill 100% of the monthly requirement from Q2 next year, right?
Yes.
Which means that Q1 next year and even right now Q4 of this year, you're actually falling short of the monthly requirement. Is that monthly requirement can be brought forward into the Q2 and Q3 of next year?
It depends on our customer requirement. So we are talking about their requirements. They will set up, okay, they say, I agree to supply cocoa drink to the school, okay? And they agree to supply multi-grain that we have proposed to them, okay? So once they agree, then we will start to supply. So the contract that they have given to us is up to 430 million per annum. So if latter part, let's say third quarter or fourth quarter, we are able to cope to supply more than that, I believe that they will accept it.
Okay.
So it's a requirement.
Okay. And on your company's capacity to provide this and to supply this on a monthly basis, you are able to do that. Can you do more right now? Or your capacity is full?
Yeah, no, we are talking about the China. We localize the operation in China, in Hainan and also in Guiyang. Okay, we have localized it. We have our warehouse, we have our office set up in both areas to cater for this deal. Okay, so physical or infrastructure we already have. Okay, right now is the manpower. We need to have more purchaser. Right now we have about 5 to 6 staff. So the ideal staff maybe is about 15, to make sure that we have at least more than 10 purchaser and they also and other administrative staff there. Okay. So once we identify a product, or once let's say we start to source in Yunnan, then we have to ask our staff who is based in Hainan to fly to Yunnan to stay there for 2-3 weeks. Then negotiate the term, bring back the sample, everything, do the site recce, all this. So we will need more manpower. Okay. Then of course manpower will do the sourcing, then to propose a product to our counterpart in China.
Okay. And what I understand from the announcement is that this is actually a yearly contract, right? In a sense that it has to be renewed on a yearly basis.
Yes.
Is there like a black and white kind of like agreement, or rather like a black and white matrix that you are being measured by your counterparty?
Okay. Of course, it's a yearly renewal, but it's a 5 years contract. So as long as there is no major so-called
catastrophe,
major breach of contract, then this contract shall continue, auto renew, unless there is a major breach that we cannot repair within a short period of time, let's say 30 days or 60 days. Example, we can't deliver at all, so this is not going to happen, Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And regarding the
regarding
the CME contract that you signed, as well as Vitamix, maybe can you share with us a little bit on are you manufacturing the the product for them? And if yes, is the margin, how's the margin gonna be like? Because in this case, you're adding a lot of value. So by right, even though the revenue is not as high as a Guizhou contract, but maybe the margin is it much higher?
Wow, if CME and Ritamax on the other side tomorrow, they will ask for discount, you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just kidding. Yeah, generally our gross profit margin is about 50%. But for this range of product, you know, some of the product is higher, some of the product is lower. We are talking about gross profit margin. So we still have expenditure costs that need to be incurred. Okay, so obviously this type of because we produce a finished product, so the GP margin will be much more higher compared to our deal in Guizhou, you know. So for Retamix product, in fact, we are so-called contract manufacturer, and we also participate in the R&D of the product. So you will notice that in the second product or the new product launched by Retamix last week called NMN, so there is a jointly collaboration, R&D collaboration between Retamix, Bioalpha, and UTM. So three party is jointly involved in the so-called R&D of this formulation. In fact, we engage UTM to substantiate the function of NMN, anti-aging and longevity, you know. So we are also involved in the R&D. So as for the CME, yeah, we are involved in the R&D together with Guangxi University. Then we are the manufacturer, but the distributor and the owner is CME, you know. Yeah.
I see. Wow, UTM is doing well. Proud to be almost a graduate from UTM.
Okay, good. UTM Johor.
Yeah.
So you know there's this IBD or IBD divisions, you know. Yeah.
Yep. So you are saying, just to be clear, it's 15 or 50? 15 or 50? 50.
50.
Is it
the profit margin?
50.
50, okay.
50 gross profit margin.
Yeah, but that's gross profit margin. Understand. All
Yeah,
right. So Rondi, you have any follow-up question, or I want to pop the most interesting question, Adi?
No, yeah. Let's stick to the NMN first. I know just now you mentioned that in China and Hong Kong, the total addressable market for this NMN product so far is about 100 billion renminbi, right? And in Malaysia, this is still relatively new, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the question here that I can see is there any difference between you know, NMN products that is in the market, whatever Retamix and Bioalpha is producing, and all the other like public listed companies you mentioned earlier, or are they just a very general product?
Okay, so first we are using the best ingredient, and we cannot disclose to you which company that we work together. So the ingredient of NMN is the best ingredient, you know, that we have sourced from. Then at the same time, we have enhanced the formulation. So it's a latest, it's a new formulations that we have enhanced with. Example is it content of NAD+, it content of azathioprine. So it's a latest formulation developed for NMN range of product. So we will ensure that it's more effective compared to our competitor, those who have launched their product in US and Japan. So this will be the enhanced version of NMN, and it's going to be verified or certified by so-called UTM. Then we believe that and our, in fact, the figure is thrown out by Retamix chairman. So he believes that he can achieve a KPI of more than 30 million Hong Kong dollar for Malaysia market in year 2021. Okay, so for China, Hong Kong, definitely he's looking at maybe more than 5-fold or 10-fold of this figure. So I mean, the Retamix, they are very confident because the way that they have designed and the way that they are going to promote the product is interesting. I think start from first quarter onward, you can see that they are in all the major media, like Pingmian Meti, everything, including newspaper, Astro, or the FB and IG, you can, and the way that they launch their first product is also interesting. It gives us a lot of confidence. They have created one video, within one day is shared by more than 70,000 people. So
In Malaysia.
it's, but I can't address who is a sport person or what video is that, you see. It is,
Okay.
he will infringe something. But it's doing very, very well. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And for now in Malaysia, there is no one else that is using this NMN other than
Sorry?
Vitamix and yourself. In Malaysia right now, there is no one else that is marketing this NMN product other than Vitamix and yourself.
Not that we know of, yeah.
And they are
Okay.
slowly taking from you, Vitamix.
Sorry?
So you are the sole manufacturer and supplier for Vitamix.
Yes. We have the contract signed. Yeah.
So you foresee that all these new contract just from the CME, maybe CME may not be as huge compared to the Vitamix, and then
It's hard to say. If CME start to pick up, maybe it's we have not seen CME AMP yet. Maybe they will do well. Yeah.
So these two
but they are both PLC. But Vitamix is much more bigger because they are based in Hong Kong, main board. So they already got the distributor in Hong Kong and in China as well. Yeah. Vitamix will be much more faster versus CME, but CME is also a PLC. I believe that they can do well as well.
Okay. Yeah. So would you say that all these three projects, these three contracts that you just secured, when they pan out eventually, by Q2 2021, would be like much bigger than what your company has been doing in the past in terms of
Guizhou figure top line and the net definitely will be much more bigger. If you look at the figure, it's quite easy to calculate, based on the 430 million per annum. It's definitely higher or greater than what we have at the moment. Okay, so for Vitamix and CME will be the bonus. It will be considered as our so-called existing business model. So it will be added to our existing so-called revenue stream.
And when the MCO, all these people, tourists coming in recovery, probably Q2 2021 onwards, you are very optimistic about the financial result. Do you agree?
Yes, we expect the recovery for our loss of sales in domestic and also international will recover in second quarter. But beside this, we have this new business or new contribution coming in immediate.
Yeah, and it should ramp up and really go to higher potential. Yeah, so really looking forward. Yeah. So Rondi.
Yeah, we are very positive for 2021. In fact, our internal KPI is to achieve, to reach another height in terms of turnover and net profit. Yeah.
So Rondi, do you want to ask the vaccine question?
Yeah, you go ahead, Victor. Let's get the cat out of the bag.
Yeah. So many people have been wondering that because Bioalpha can secure this huge project from China, and Bioalpha is doing health-related thing, and so many other companies, even those that are doing tourism, but they are close to China, right, and other company, even those companies are getting the vaccine, news. Can be, maybe people are speculating, is it possible for Bioalpha to somehow get a vaccine agreement to import in and distribute in Malaysia for vaccine from China?
Of course, in business, we are ever fighting or searching for new product. Vaccine, of course, is a new product, and we are still trying. We hope that we can secure this as well as a new product to be distributed in Malaysia. But of course, to do this is still back to the blessing of the government and also the China counterpart. A lot of approval is required. Okay, so even when, even when let's say we already have our contact supply in China, but we have to get local authority to approve it. So in short, we are looking forward for these distributions. So if with the blessing, from the government and from the China counterpart, we may do it. Yeah.
But are you now already working on it? Are you trying now, or
yes, we are trying. We are trying to secure this type of product. Yeah.
Because we see in the shareholder list, there's quite a lot of government body invested in your company. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So you are right. We have two government so-called on GLC. One is Perbadanan Nasional Berhad. They are under MOHAVE, and the other is Malaysia Technology Development Corporation under Khazanah. So both of them jointly hold about 20%. So they are, in short, they are under MOF. Yeah.
Okay. William, I would like to come back to the shareholding structure in a bit, but before that, maybe I'll just go back to the vaccine question first. Maybe because you have been in the industry for so long, right? And in conjunction to what Khairi Jamaluddin said, I think about yesterday, on private deals without government blessing and all, which you already touched on. Perhaps maybe, can you tell us a little bit more about the potential of making such partnerships in China backed vaccine, and how do you suggest us, right, like local retailers and who is quite uninformed investors as well, what do we need to look out for within this sort of like China vaccine play?
Wow, it's a very tough question. Okay, so I have to clarify. I'm not talking about Bioalpha or whatever. I just share my experience how to bring in vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So,
William, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, because William, you see, like in the glove industry, there is always like a financial projections whenever we see companies, new ventures going into the glove. But it seems like on the vaccine play, there is no such thing like financial or quantitative data or projection, So we are always wondering, and we are always guessing, what's actually the game plan, right? Like how much money can you actually make, and how much revenue and bottom line can you actually make? So these are the sort of things that perhaps if you can guide us, that would be great.
I really do not have the detailed information on this, but I will share what I know. Like as I know, China vaccine, there are altogether 4 vaccine undergoing phase 3 clinical trial. So before they complete the phase 3 clinical trial, they are not allowed, or it will not be used so-called legally, or they cannot register the product without phase 3 result. But they can use a so-called emergency usage code, where allowed by the government itself, then you can use it at your own risk. So one vaccine, I know China vaccine is selling from 200 to 250 renminbi in China. So I believe that the cost to produce it in bulk is much more lower. So definitely there will be some margin, easily maybe 30-40% for the distributor who have it, who have the right to distribute it. And the vaccine business is not one-off. After you injected with the vaccine, after 1 year, you still have to continue inject it. Then for those who need to travel, or definitely they have to get the vaccine injected. So then how to bring in vaccine to Malaysia, I think our minister did mention, or our KJ did mention also, first, you have to perform a phase 3 clinical trial in Malaysia. Okay, before you perform a phase 3 clinical trial, you have to get a CLM, Clinical Research Malaysia, or get CLO, all these to approve it before you can carry out a clinical trial. Only after the phase 3 clinical trial result, then you can apply to MPRA to register the vaccine. So there are certain process, and I believe that there are certain lenient or rules that will come out soon, because in view that COVID-19 vaccine is very important. for all the riot. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I think that clears up a lot.
Yep. So it's definitely we need the government's approval to bring in, and unless and until we get that, even if we get a agreement, distribution agreement or what, it may not pan out, it may not materialize. Am I right?
Not necessarily, because it all subject to whether the company or the so-called vaccine owner is ready or not. They need to have all the data, phase 3 data, then you can check whether they have the facility or not. So if you are talking about the big company like Pfizer or Sinopharm, definitely they are very solid. I believe that they have all this data, clinical data in hand. Then even without setting out a filling or facility in Malaysia, they are able to deliver the product to our doorstep. Yeah.
I see. All right. So thank you very much for answering the vaccine question.
Okay.
Do you have any other question for Mr. William?
Yes. Okay, so I think coming back to your earlier statement on your shareholding structure, right? Khazanah owns about 20%, as you mentioned, and is there can you tell us a bit more about what they expect from the company, or do they expect a lot in terms of performance and dividends and all that? And I guess the second question here, which somehow there are a few people asking me, is that recently there is a prominent silent investor that recently become a substantial shareholder of Bioalpha that goes by the name of Mr. Ui Keng Tai. I think he's also known as an early investor in Inari and also Funken. This actually had tweaked some curiosity of some investors. Why is Mr. Ui investing in Bioalpha? Have you met him personally, William?
Honestly, I do not know who is Mr. Ui until he surfaced as a substantial shareholder of Bioalpha. And I'm very happy when he start to surface as a substantial shareholder. Of course, we do some background checking through the Google. Wow, we got such a solid shareholder with us. We would like to thank you, Mr. Ui, for having a trust with Bioalpha and invested in us as well. And beside this, we also would like to thank to his follower who invested in Bioalpha. So, sorry, just now I do not get your question clearly about Khazanah, all this. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just wondering, for Khazanah and all this GLC, which owns about 20% now, do they have high expectation of the company? How do they closely monitor what you guys are doing and all that? What else do they offer on the table to Bioalpha?
Definitely, because they are on board of our company. So first, when they invested in Bioalpha is because we are a technology company, and our technology got potential to be commercialized. We are talking about human health formulation and also fermentation technology that we have. Then we successfully commercialize it. Then thereafter, we also managed to list the company in ACE market. So their hope or their expectation on us is pretty high. First, of course, is dividend. They are expecting more dividend to be declared in the future. Second, they also want us to become the top 10 biotechnology company in Malaysia. So things like to grow the so-called top line and the net profit, to make the company become a main board and MNC. This is their expectation. They are also on board. Okay. And of course, with their participations, from the startup until become a PLC, we really enjoy and we really receive a lot of support from them. Yeah.
Okay. I guess last question on me on the shareholding is on the shareholding structure is that when you first got listed, there is about 70 to 80% of either yourself or institutional investors. But right now, it's only down to about 1/3, while the rest is retail investors, right? Would you say that this could be a concern? And do you plan to get a few more long-term institutional funds to come on board?
Okay, I think this cannot be prevented. As we grow, we need more funding. Like recently, we got this Guizhou project. We need more funding to grow the company. So in a very layman term, we say we make the cake bigger. So even though our percentage shareholding is smaller, but at the end of the day, you look at the value is much more higher compared to the initial day. So initially, when I started this company, the payout company is 200,000, which is more than 15, 16 years ago. But when we go for IPO, our market cap is about 60 million. Now our market cap is about 330 million. So we managed to raise more funds to invite more shareholders to participate in our growth. Okay, so to answer your questions, whether there will be more institutional players, I think by next year we should be able to see more institution on board. Okay, so because institutional player, they would like to see a profit making company, and of course at the end of the day they are looking at dividend yield as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So, because related to your question just now, you were saying you need more funding to grow, but I see that the company doesn't have too much debt. So, is there any plans to raise the debt or maybe issue new share via rights issue, or there's no need at all for this?
Quick one, no need at the moment because we still have so-called sufficient cash, and all this investment required is mainly on our main project is Guizhou project at the moment. So once we achieve a monthly turnover of more than 36 million per month, we foresee that there will be more working capital required. Because we have to purchase a product upfront in order to meet our customer requirement, we need to deliver on time. So we may need to buy more product from other provinces or imported ingredient in order to increase our margin as well. So working capital will need to be increased. Okay, if let's say one day achieve 50 million, then the working capital of that company need to be increased to 50 million. Okay, that's the area or our focus area. The rest, for Malaysia operation, we are still running at a very low capacity utilization. So we don't expect major capex to be incurred for Malaysia side. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
for the future funding, potentially you don't even need to raise money because maybe you can get it from the profit in the upcoming few quarters.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it really depends on the project because like I say, if the situation arise or the working capital required, then we have to pump in the money. So it's by way of internal fund or by way of loan or even a cash call, but this will be a good news. But not, I'm talking about future, but not at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing some private placement deals. Do you want to share a little bit about the recent private placement deal? Because from the website, I'm saying there are some private placement deal at 25%. Can you share some light about how is this deal being structured and why are they this private placement deal?
Yeah, if you look at this one, we need the money to grow our business. So the price is fixed based on the 5 days weighted average. We only give about discount 5% during that time. Okay, so all this is the placing, of course, is arranged by investment banker IB. They are the one who help us to place to the placing. Okay, but of course, we try to ask the IB to look for so-called long-term investor. So those who are high net worth, then who can afford to hold long term to stay with us. Okay, so all these placements is done by investment banker. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And do you know who are the investors, or they are
Of,
the retail investors?
of course, I know I have their name, you see. After the place, they have to submit the placing form to me, everything. I know who they are. Okay, so what I can say, they are all high net worth people, reputable people. Then the fund that we raise is mainly to, the private placement that we have done will be used to increase the payout capital of Hong Kong Limited. Yeah. So mainly for working capital of Hainan. Well, like I mentioned,
Mm,
once we grow the business, become 36 million turnover per month. So indirectly, we will require about 36 million worth of cash working capital to churn. Yeah.
understand. Okay. Yeah. Rondi, do you have any final question?
I think a lot of the questions are almost covered. I think just probably perhaps two simple questions. Firstly is on your regional breakdown. Because Bioalpha products and services are being offered to China and Indonesia on top of Malaysia, what is the breakdown? And if there any foreign exchange impact, what is the sensitive ratio like on that? And secondly is on Constant Pharmacy. On Constant Pharmacy, it's what is the strategy and the future of your Constant Pharmacy? What is the same store growth rate so far? And does no, I think that's, yeah. Any plan to increase the number of Constant Pharmacies? Yeah, I think that's all for now.
Okay, thank you. So moving forward, we can see the China sales will, because the China sales is great, it's about 430 millions. So most likely, more than 80% of the sales will be recorded from China. It will be considered as a overseas sales, even though it's come from our subsidiary, but the turnover, the composition will be very high. Then, second, talking about, but of course, the sales for domestic and Indonesia will still continue, but the figure will not be so great, will not exceed a few hundred millions, you see. Then, talking about Constant, yes, it's our intention to grow it, but during the pandemic, we have to re-strategize, and we have to rebrand Constant Change of Pharmacy. So, example, to open up or Constant Pharmacy in high traffic or high street mall may not be ideal, at the moment. So we have to re-strategize. Then one of the method is maybe we will have more retail chain pharmacy at the community area. Okay, so we are undergoing a rebranding and a re-strategy process. Then focus will be more on the e-commerce as well. We want to make sure that, maybe one day the whole Constant Pharmacy become an e-pharmacy. Okay, this is the process that we are trying to do and trying to re-strategize or rebrand the whole thing so that we can grow Constant or further. Okay, whatever we have done before, certain strategy cannot be applied today anymore because of MCO or because of the so-called abnormal or normal thing. Yeah.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a very good strategy, and I'm very optimistic about the growth that will come from Bioalpha in the next 6 months. So I think the final question from me will be just, let's say in the future, we will need to, have more fun. Would you prefer to go for debt, raising debt, borrowing money from banks since the debt from Bioalpha is so low, or would you prefer to go for private placement?
Okay, if you look at my style, I don't prefer to borrow. I'm very concerned about the so-called gearing. Okay, I will try to keep the gearing as low as possible. So because I think that it will be very risky when your gearing is high. So to answer your question, if let's say we have a new project or requirement, my priority will be go for placements or to issuing new share or versus loans. But we do have a loan facility available standby. So like whether it's for export or whether to bring in raw material, we do have some facilities standby. But if you look at our finance cost, of course, it's a bit on the low side. I think our FD interest is more than our cost of financing, the interest. So that's the style that we manage a company. We try not to put the risk higher or to gear up the borrowing.
Yeah, that's a very conservative and good way, especially this year with the losses and the pandemic, all this.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a very comfortable position to be in. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have a last question. Mingtek, are you done with your last question?
I'm done.
Okay. So William, I guess this is just my personal last question, and I've always asked this question as a closure, right? I guess from me is one of the things that I believe in the most in investment is that the greatest asset and liability of any company is not in the balance sheet, but it's actually in the boardroom, right? It's leadership. What I know is that from your side, you have built this company for many years and got it listed, and it has gone through many cycles, many ups and downs. Can you tell us a little bit more about your leadership style? And how do you see your team, and how have they evolved over time? And are you more motivated now than ever? And lastly, what keeps you awake at night? Just a little bit more just tell us a bit more about yourself and the direction of the company.
Okay, so I always believe in teamwork, okay, and the dedications. Okay, before going to the teamwork, is you want to know about me. So I have a lot of sharing sections. I say it's simple, it's never give up. Don't give up so easily, and you must be dedicated to what you are doing. Then about the leadership, about the team, is you have to trust your leader, your team. Sometimes you have no choice. When you entrusted somebody to sit on the chair or play that duty, you have to entrust him. Okay, you have to rely on him and let him make all the decision, but you can advise him or have a discussion with him. Okay, so this is the biggest asset of our company. So if you, for example, when a customer come and see me, of course I'm not the formulator. I cannot formulate a best formulation for them. It all rely on my R&D team. Okay, after listening to the customer requirement, so they develop the formulation, or they identify the existing formulation that's suitable for the customer. And I'm not the one who identify or develop the formulation. And when come to so-called constant pharmacy change, again the same thing. We appointed a CEO for constant change of pharmacy. Then we rely on his expertise to grow the company further. So we are the supporter or the shareholder behind them to grow the business further. So ultimately, to summarize it, teamwork is very important. Okay. Then about the asset of the company, of course, is the branding. We are PLC. So far, we have delivered a lot of result or good product to our customer. That's why we got a repeat sales and repeat customer, and our customer is pretty happy with what we have developed for them.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer, William.
Thank you so much. I think this is a very good session. How many of you love this session? Type in love on the right side if you really, on the comment section, if you really learn a lot about Bioalpha and you're very clear about what they are doing and you're optimistic about their future, type in love on the chat box, right? So I myself enjoyed this interview because I think Mr. William is very honest and upfront with everything. And it really gave me a very good understanding on your company and the prospects. So I'm really looking forward to 2021, and I'll definitely, be very interested to, keep your company in view, waiting for a good opportunity to be on the same ship with you.
Thank you, Bentek, and thank you, Rondi.
Thank you, William.
All right.
Thank you for instilling confidence in us. Okay, thank you. Good night, everyone.
Okay, good night.